Team Ontario goes to work like a well-oiled machine and are first to crank up their pump. They also have a trick up their sleeve.
We buried the intake hose underwater before hooking it up to the pump. We got a huge prime on the pump.
As Jim and Derek man the powerful hose, Adrian calls the shots.
Call it out here, I can't hear you. Up a little. Yeah, you got it.
Team Ontario swiftly fills up their container. All they need to do now is pack up the equipment and cross back over the line to stop the clock.
Proud of you.
Thanks, Bert.
I'm proud of you. Great job.
Halfway to victory. Halfway to victory.
As the judges compare notes, Team Ontario anxiously awaits their time.
Your time was 7:35.
Great.
Thanks, guys.
All that training and hard work is starting to pay off. Their time of 7 minutes, 35 seconds wipes nearly 2 minutes off Team Maryland's time.
It went really well. We had a good speed. We had great communication.
Team Ontario's strong showing in the water pump event is good enough for 120 points and a first place finish. In second place with 110 points is Team Michigan. Third place goes to Jerry, Dick, and Perry of Team Maryland. Fourth place with 90 points is Team Quebec. And in fifth place with 80 points is Team Oregon, while the defending champions from British Columbia finish in a disappointing 8th place. For the last 2 years, their region has brought home the gold.
There's pressure on us to match what our division has done in the past.
Meet the defending champions when we return. It's day one of ISAR, the Coast Guard International Search and Rescue Competition in St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada. When Swissair Flight 111 crashed off the coast of Nova Scotia, Canada in September 1998, it was the Canadian Coast Guard Auxiliary who were the first on the scene. Unfortunately for them, this rescue mission quickly became a recovery mission, as all 299 passengers and crew perished in the crash. Harry Strong is CEO of the Canadian Coast Guard Auxiliary.
On the east coast of Canada, we have a lot of fishing, and a lot of our members are fishing, and if something goes wrong, they're on the scene, immediately.
One of the most important functions of the Coast Guard Auxiliary is assisting in search and rescue missions. When a Mayday call is received that a vessel is in distress, the Coast Guard springs to action and utilizes all its resources. The boats that are dispatched to search for the stricken craft often include the Coast Guard Auxiliary. Jim Anderson is Vice Chairman of the International Search and Rescue Committee.
The U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary is very involved with search and rescue, whether we're out on our recreational boats. Some of our people do have commercial boats, and some will also augment the Coast Guard vessels themselves.
Are both teams ready?
The second competition of the day involves planning and executing a search and rescue mission.
Today's scenario involves a young child who, with the permission of his parents, took a small 12-foot Zodiac inflatable boat to go beachcombing in the area of the Narrows of St. John's Harbour. Upon not returning at 11, his parents became quite concerned.
The teams are given the last known position and a description of the boat and have just 30 minutes to come up with a plan.
And you may begin.
Because the planning stage is scored as a separate event, it is equally important to the rescue mission itself. Each team is given a set of tools and a nautical chart of the search area. On the chart, they must plot the last known position of the missing vessel and their intended search pattern.
Crossers Rock Boat Basin. Any ideas where it's at? We're not familiar with the area at all.
Unfamiliar with St. John's Harbor, teams must use their knowledge of search and rescue procedures and their nautical skills to plot the rescue mission.
We're going 180 for 4 minutes.
The team from the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary's 14th District find themselves in very unfamiliar waters. Collectively, Ed Lott, Bruce Takayama, Paul Nurhib, and alternate Steve Budar make up Team Hawaii.
Aloha! We're ready for this. We trained hard. We didn't have to do a lot of extra work. This is the kind of training we do all the time, but it's been a nice focal point for us, and I think we'll see the team from the 14th District doing very well.
For these Sunshine Boys, the most challenging part of their preparations was getting ready for the cold climate here in Newfoundland, an island in the northeastern corner of Canada. With moose wandering freely through the towns and icebergs drifting down from the Arctic into the harbor, Newfoundland is about as far from Hawaii that you can go and still be in North America.
We came in a couple days early to kind of get acclimated to the climate up here in Newfoundland.
Although they live in vacationer's paradise, Team Hawaii are no strangers to treacherous water conditions.
Once you go out of the harbor in Honolulu, you're in the open sea. And when you cross the Alinuihaha Channel between Honolulu and the other islands, you're in some of the roughest, toughest waters in the world.
The team is relying on their experience on the water to get them through the competition.
We've been involved in many different missions. Boaters that go out and get in trouble, overdue fishermen, surfers, just about anybody active in the water. If they don't come home on time, we're usually the ones that'll be called to respond and go out and see if we can find them. And fortunately, we've been successful in finding a lot of folks and bringing them in, and that gives us a really good feeling.
I'm gonna just keep turning right, huh? I'm gonna go right.
Whether in the North Atlantic or the South Pacific, a good plan can be the difference between life and death in a search and rescue operation. With the planning phase of the competition complete, Team Hawaii dons their unfamiliar flotation suits and head out on the water to complete the search and rescue mission.
120 degrees, 15 knots.
All Coast Guard telling we're at our CSP and we are going to commence our search pattern.
Team Hawaii have reached their CSP, the spot from which they will begin their planned search pattern.
This is Coast Guard 283, over.
Based on their experience in Hawaii, the team expects the missing boat to have been pulled out to sea, so that's where their search takes them.
We might have been on the shoreline. That was the last known position. You gotta remember, when they're out there, they can go anywhere and not stick to their plan.
But there are a number of things they haven't taken into account. The shores around St. John's are rocky and rugged, with many coves and inlets. The boat might have been washed ashore onto the rocks, capsized, or even sunk, and the victim may now be in the water. The team wastes valuable time searching in the open sea.
We have searched this area already.
It's time for Team Hawaii to try a new tactic.
Okay, let's do it. Head back in towards? Head back in, we'll go in closer. Whatever the safe depth is. Yep. Oh, there's something orange over here, we'll go check it out.
Searching closer to the shoreline pays off.
Stern, I got him. Okay.
With their mission complete, the Hawaiians head back to the base to fill out their search report.
If we had gone that close inshore in Hawaii, we'd been up on the reef. I was amazed how close we could get to the cliffs and still have a lot of deep water there.
It's a disappointing end to day one for Team Hawaii. Because of their miscalculation, the team will need a strong showing in day two. Next to compete in the SAREX event is Team British Columbia.
We just ran through it in there for part of the planning stage of it. Yeah, I think we know what our plan is. We work together quite a bit as a crew, and I think we should do pretty well.
Canada's Pacific Division comes to Newfoundland as the two-time ISAR defending champions. This year's representatives from British Columbia, Curtis Bolton, Brian Humber, and Simon Gatrell, plan to keep that winning tradition alive.
There's pressure on us to match what our division has done in the past, but really, like this training that we do, it's the same that we're doing all the time.
You unconscious? Can you hear me?
And that's why we've done well in the past.
Out of all the events, Team British Columbia feels particularly good about search and rescue.
We're going to be strong in the search planning and the SAREX. I think that'll be our strongest point.
As the team's coxswain, it's Curtis's job to lead the search.
Okay, so we'll just kind of hug the shore, stay about a cable off still.
With eyes peeled, Brian spots something off the shore.
Straight ahead. Looks like something in the water dead ahead. Just looks like one person in the water right near a rock. You see that? No sign of a boat around, no other conflicting things that I can see.
Simulating a real-life rescue situation, Team British Columbia needs to know the status of the stranded boater.
Hello? Can you hear us? Okay, I've got the body.
We went out and executed the search bang on and found the person right away, so that was a really good one for us.
Cool, calm, and collected, Team British Columbia got to the stranded boater in good time while using proper search techniques and safety procedures, all of which figure in the equation that will determine their score in the event. Teams Maryland and Ontario race against the clock to find a missing child.
Make sure you hang on because we are going to be going like scared jackrabbits.
More drama on the high seas when we return.